Hey everyone, it's Noah, and I am back again with a deck profile. This time I'm discussing Nectar with the new clan selection support. So let's just jump right into things here. The grade 1s, 4 of the grade 3 searcher, you really want to get your Maiden for your Vanguard because that's the whole deck, so you really want to see her, and this card will help you see that. Also, she has her +5 skill based on if you have 2 or more token units, and this deck is all about tokens, so she will most likely always get that +5, which is really good, just added pressure. Then I'm running 4 copies of a new card we have. This is Maiden of Flower Carpet. She's really good. She just generates free tokens for you, and she has a really nice drop zone skill. Lets you pop 2 tokens from while she's in the drop zone, and you get her back to the hand. At the end of your maiden turn, you're going to have a board full of tokens, so you'll always be able to kind of proc that skill. Just creates more shield value. This deck's theme is really every card kind of generates a card in some way. So every card you're playing kind of replaces itself, and in her case, she just sort of revives herself back to your hand and lets you play her again to generate another token. Just kind of everything is very cyclical with this deck, so it's really cool. Really good resource management. Then I'm running 3 copies of Fruits Basket Elf. This card again, just soul blast 1, retire it, create 2 plant tokens. If your Vanguard's 3 or greater, they get +5k. Just for that little extra push. I think the extra 5k is nice. You usually have the soul to do the skill without any problems, and creating 2 tokens is always good just in case you're facing decks that board wipe or heavily retire. And then last, I'm running 3 copies of Maiden of Sweetberry. Her skill, again, when placed, call a plant token, and if your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, you soul charge 1. And then during your turn, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets +5k as well. So again, just more pressure, more power. Really good card. Again, works on Vanguard rearguard, so it's free when it comes to summoning that token. And if you don't get the soul charge, it's not the biggest deal. Again, you'll have soul, so it's not really that important. Then for grade 2s, again, another new card, which is, well, it's not exclusive to the clan selection set, but it is for America. This was a promo that Japan got that we were waiting for a long time for. We finally got it, and it's great in this deck. And her skill is you retire a plant token, draw a card, and to the end of the turn, this unit gets boosted and +5k. It's a once per turn Vanguard rearguard ability. Really, really good. Really amazing. Again, we're starting to see here the cards that just replace themselves. So when you play her, you get a card. So you're never really losing anything from hand. Plus she gets the boost in 5k. And then her second skill is when she boosts a grade 3 rear guard, you can have the boosted unit get a crit, and then at the end of the battle, she goes into the soul. So again, that's putting units into your soul, which is why I said you don't have an issue with soul charge. And giving rear guards crits is scary and really awesome, but just note that it is only for rear guard. You can't do it on the Vanguard. But she's really good. Yeah, again, like I said, she replaces herself basically card for card because you're going to draw one anyway. You do have to retire a plant token, but like I said, everything is giving you plant tokens in this deck, so it's pretty easy to just replace that plant token. Then I'm running 4 copies of a new card from Clan Selection, and this is Maiden of Fallvine. Her skill is on rearguard when placed from hand on a rearguard circle with a plant token. You draw a card, and she gets +5k. Again, more pressure. Another card that replaces herself. You call over a plant token, you get a card. It's really nice, and yeah, pretty straightforward. Just get the extra 5k, just create more power for those turns before you swing with your Maiden, and then you get all those tokens, and those all get power. The deck's very straightforward, very easy to play. You're just constantly pushing for pressure and multi-attacking. And then I'm running 4 copies of whatever that first word is, Maiden. She is another great card. Vanguard, rearguard when placed, counterblast, soul blast, draw a card, call a plant token. And then if you have a rearguard on your rearguard circle with the same card name as your grade 3 or greater Vanguard, all of your units get boost. I'm not sure how often I get that skill off. It can happen though, and when it does, that's nice. It just creates extra pressure. But usually you don't need that skill to go off in this deck. It's not that important. Her first skill just being the counterblast, soul blast, draw a card, get a token is nice enough, and that works on Vanguard or rearguard as well. So that's a really good card for this deck. And again, like I said, It's one of those cards that when you play it, you get a card. So I just like that. That's kind of how I designed this deck. I want my cards, when I play them, to be able to generate me a card so that I just maintain hand. Because that's the one thing I've noticed with this deck is you want to have a bulky hand. The main grade 3 of the deck, Maiden of Stand Peony, she is awesome. So her Vanguard Rearguard ability, when placed, you call up to 1 plant token to the rearguard circle. If she was placed on Vanguard, you call 2. And then her main ability, that is what makes her so great, is when she attacks, you counterblast 1, retire 4 rearguards, call 4 plant tokens to rearguard circle, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit and all of those units that were called get plus 10k until the end of the turn. So it's just really great. She is just a beast of a card. And the thing is too, if she is being boosted by a token for any reason prior to that, that will also get the plus 10k, even if it's not retired for the thing. It's all your token units, so it's not just your newly called tokens. If there are other tokens on the board when she procs, then those will also get the plus 10k. So it's just something to note. But sometimes you're not boosting a token. You're not boosting her with a token. So if you're not, that unit won't get the plus 10k. But if it's a token, it will. But yeah, she's really good. It's a straightforward skill. You're going to attack with all your rear guards, and then you're going to attack with her, and then pop your rear guards and call 4 tokens. You're going to have Force 1 probably more times than not. I tried it with Force 2, but the pressure of just big numbers is, in my opinion, better than the crit. And yeah, it's just really strong. And you're going to, again, have other ways to get crit. You have that grade 2 that can boost a grade 3 and get you a crit, and then you're obviously running crits. So there's plenty of opportunity to crit them. I think the continual Force 1 power is just more times than not better. Just makes those turns with the tokens a lot stronger. They'll be swinging for 40k for a column with 1 force marker on them. So that's really scary, not to mention the attacks that come before them. And then for the second grade 3, I'm running an old card, but I like it a lot in this deck, Exploding Tomato. His skill, in case you forgot, is Vanguard Rearguard. Once per turn, you can retire 2 plant tokens, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 10k. And then his other ability is, at the end of the battle that it attacked, you can retire it and call 2 plant tokens to rearguard in the back row. So for any reason you find yourself like very depleted and you don't have resources available, he can generate 2 units for 1 card on the board, which could help you with obviously your maiden skill, which needs 4 units to retire. So for any reason you're just shy a unit, he creates 2 after he attacks. So you can just use that to help your play if you're really in a bind. More times than not, you don't need to do that, but just his first skill of retiring 2 plant tokens to draw a card, again, play a card, draw a card, and then giving him plus 10k is really good. It's just, again, it's that extra push. And then when being boosted by the grade 2 that gives it crit, can be really scary for the opponent because they have to deal with that, and then they have to deal with the onslaught of tokens that are coming their way. So those are all the main units. And then for triggers, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, your starter should always be him. There's no question in that. Your trigger units, I'm running 8 crit. I tried running more draw just to see if I really wanted the draw, but the crit is definitely better. There's, in my opinion, no doubt on that. At least 8 crit. I've seen some decks run even 12. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I like the 8. And then I'm just running your standard 4 draw PGs and 4 heal triggers. And that's pretty much the deck. I mean, there's not much more to say about it. Like I said, it's pretty linear. It's pretty straightforward. You're just constantly pushing. Don't be afraid to rush early. This deck can definitely create some really early swings, and that's kind of the magic of this deck, is you can push really hard on turns 1 and 2, and then when you get to 3, they're already out of resources and they can't handle the onslaught. But it's really important to keep up the pressure the whole game. I think in the beginning when I was playing this deck, I wasn't doing that, and I was kind of waiting for my grade 3 turn to go off, and that just didn't work out because by that point they're able to guard or take damage. So you really want to be pushing as soon as you possibly can, even if you're just swinging with columns of tokens. Anything to make them drop a card or take a damage is great. And yeah, the deck's pretty aggressive, pretty consistent, and I like it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. We'll be having more content coming at you soon. And if you can, like and subscribe. It helps our channel out a lot. We're newer to the YouTube space, so we're trying to really grow the channel and bring you guys more content. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.